And good morning, Savannah and the local coastal empire, whatever it may be. But I'm back home. I'm on the stage. It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here at Coach's Corner because it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And I got to thank John Henderson and Dell Henderson for letting me do this. It's great to be back. Last week, I was in the garage at a family member's house because we had a family function going on. But, you know, it's good to be back here in the SAV and doing what I do and loving what I do. It's Saturday morning. Got to have fun doing this. And it's great to be back, and I'm glad you could join me, whether it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it may be. And you heard me say the Coach's Corner Sports Network because there's 4 shows on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Wednesday nights, Rubbin' and Grubbin' with the Atlanta man, Brandon Bain, and the OG of Coach's Corner Sports Network. That's, of course, Lawrence Bennett. He's probably in the back right now checking out what I'm doing. He's going to send me some signals, some comments. Let me know what's going on. If my mic is hot or I don't have the volume on, I don't know. He's always got to tell me what I'm doing, and he helps me out a lot. Then, of course, Saturday mornings, 9 o'clock to whenever, right here on the Soundgarden stage, the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Once a year, first week of April, we got the 19th hole with the Herb brothers. Okay, all things Masters. All things Masters, and it's a great show, Wednesday through Sunday, 5 straight days. I don't know how these guys do it, but check it out. It's on YouTube, the 19th hole. Then, of course, one podcast, okay, and that's the Who's on First Base baseball podcast with the coach, Karl DeMasi, and, of course, the baseball fanatic, Kyle Lawson. We did not do a show this week. I had a family thing to do with my wife, so I couldn't get the show done, and the Braves are on a roll, so check it out. The Who's on First Base baseball podcast at kdemasi@podbean.com. It's also on TuneIn. That's right. Hey, Mom, I'm on TuneIn. That's right. Tune in. The Karl DeMasi Sports Report, the Who's on First Base baseball podcast. All right, so we got a great lineup for you. Like I said, I like to play 5 quarters. That's right. We go 4 quarters in overtime. First quarter, I'm right here talking about what's going on in local sports. I'll get that to a second. Second quarter, always bring on a guest. These 2 young guys, I call them young pups. They were football players for me at Islands High School when I started the JV program way back when, 2012, 2013. And I also they were part of the first varsity football team. So got to talk to 912_suspense. Go to YouTube, check it out. Go to Instagram. They're all over the place. But it's 2 local guys, young guys, okay, out there taking videos. They do a show on Thursday nights. It's great. I got to talk to these guys. That's Spencer Walden and, of course, David Dougal. So they'll be up first about 9:15. 9:30, the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Calvary Day School. Under the radar. He doesn't have any Power 5 offers, but the kid is a player. He's short, and I'm not saying that in a mean way. He's about 5'9", 5'10". He'll tell us, but he's quick as lightning. He has a pair of hands. He returns kickoffs and punts for Calvary Day School, and that's, of course, Caden Arnold. He'll join us. He does have some offers, too. And then, of course, quarter number 4, okay, that'll be from Savannah High. We got the new guy, the new ball coach at Savannah High, George Brown, taking over for the legendary Mr. 500, Tim Jordan. We got him about 9:45. And then about 10 o'clock, 10:15, overtime. That's where I give you Karl's Corner. That's my editorial, something that's going on in sports, and my 3 favorite videos that I got off of social media. Okay, I couldn't do it last week because I was out of the area, so I'll pick that up this week. All right, quickly, we got 9:04. I got about 8 minutes to do this. 3 steps in the door: high school, college, and pro that are related to Savannah, Georgia. Okay, last night. Well, sorry, we kicked it off Thursday night this week. High school football, Class 3A, Region 3, Country Day, all over beach, 65-6, and then Liberty County takes care of Groves, 41-0. Last night, okay, we go to the 6A classification, Region 2, Effingham County, 2-0 in region play. They started out 1-3, 2-0 in region play. Man, Glen Academy knocked off Brunswick last week. Effingham, 42-3 over Glen Academy. Of course, Nate Hayes, the quarterback there, is all world, and he went off for a number of touchdowns last night. South Effingham comes back after getting beat bad by Effingham. The Battle of the Ham from the week before. They win 21-0 over Screven County in Class 4A, Region 3. The Phoenix takes BC to the limit. BC scored late in the game to make it an 8-point lead, 39-31 Benedictine, but New Hampshire, the quarterback, Terrell, these guys were at the game. They'll tell us about it. Over 500 yards passing. we might have a little weakness, as Danny said in his show. Danny Britt said in his show after the game, the post-game show on the BC Sports Network. Okay, watch BC TV, whatever it may be, with the golden voice, Kevin Thomas. Southeast Bullock takes care of Islands 30-7. All right, and Class 3A, Region 3, Calvary Day School, 58-0 over Johnson. Savannah Christian had a great game down there in Ludowici, taking on Long County, 42-32. Savannah Christian bounces back from that tough loss from last week. Class 2A, Tattnall County takes care of Windsor Forest over at Savannah High, 27-0. And the Redskins, that's right, the Redskins, they dropped out of the top 10. Big win last night. They beat Montgomery County 42-0. I wonder how many yards Austin Clemens had in that game. All right, and Giza, or I call Giza, but now it's the Georgia Independent Athletic League. Region 2, Edmund Burke beats Memorial Day School 43-7. Memorial Day School still missing their quarterback. All right. In GIAA 4A, 3A, District 2, Robert Toombs comes in and beats St. Andrews 42-29. In Skeeza, Gaffin Park, the Rodney Dangerfield of football in this area, Bethesda beats Orangeburg Prep 32-12. Hey, check out the prepsportsreport.com. My website, this is how it all started when I started the Prep Sports Report magazine. Nathan Dominitz has a great recap of the Benedictine New Hampshire game. And then, of course, Jeff Mola, I asked him to cover the Bethesda Orangeburg game. Great articles. Go to prepsportsreport.com and check it out. Now, if you got a story and you want to tell me about it, my phone is on 24/7. 24/7. Text me or email me, kdemasi@prepsportsreport.com. Let's get these kids some love. Let's get these schools. Send me a story. I'll be more than happy to put it on it. And there's no charge. You don't have to pay to open up this website. So check it out. All right. And I forgot to do this. The young pups are watching me probably laughing, but, I'm the OG. I forgot to run the scores at the bottom of the page. But last night's scores at the bottom of the page. So if you missed it, I'll let them run at the bottom of the page. Also, Georgia High School. New classifications are going to come in. Big uproar. They want to separate 3A to 1A private schools by themselves. It was tried to get, this is from my interpretation from talking to a close friend. It was tried to put under the rug so they can get it passed. But Robert Hines, the executive director for Georgia High School, stepped in and said, no, we got to have a plan. So that's not going to happen right now. I know schools are talking about who they're going to play and where they're going to play. It's not official. We got to get the FTE count. That's the enrollment count. And that doesn't come out till next week. So we don't know where we're going. We're going to 6 classifications. The multiplier is still going to be there, okay? But if you have your school on one campus and you have a 5th grader or you have an athlete that's been there since 5th grade, the multiplier don't count. So we'll check that out. That's going to come out more this week. Check it out. Go to the AJC. Go to the Georgia High School Football Daily newsletter. Great story on it. And here's another one. I know, guys, I'm running a little over here. I don't know if we're going to get to the other three parts. NIL, name, image, likeness, is coming to Georgia. Georgia High School is going to vote on it in their executive meeting on Monday, and you know it's going to pass. They'll be the 30th state, okay, that allows high school students to have NIL deals, okay? All right, so the Georgia High School on Monday is expected to approve a bylaw allowing high school athletes to profit from their name, image, and likeness deals, but the proposal comes with stipulations or limitations. If approved, NIL deals cannot be linked to a specific achievement or performance, like the kid threw for 500 yards last night from Terrell from New Hampstead, and athletes won't be allowed to use their school name, logos, uniforms, or anything associated with their school. All right? School or school representatives may not use NIL deals and to entice an athlete to enroll, like it's happening in college football. So this will happen Monday. All right? Rankings, can't leave the ladies out. I'm not going to get into the college and pros. I'll have to do that at the end of the show because I got these 2 young guys waiting, and I got a schedule to follow, or practice plan as I call it. All right, but volleyball, softball rankings, okay. Richmond Hill moved up to number 9 in volleyball in Class 7A. In Class 3A, Savannah Christian is 6. St. Vincent's dropped to number 9. All right, Class 2A, Arts Academy stayed at number 4 in volleyball rankings. In Class 1A, Woodville Tompkins jumps over Savannah High. Savannah High volleyball only has 2 losses, but Woodville Tompkins in 1A goes from 9 to 7, and Savannah High goes from 6 to 8. All right. Softball, South Effingham, number 5 and number 7 in Class 6A. Then, of course, we got our football rankings. BC was still number 1. Calvary, now in some polls, Calvary was number 1 over Cedar Grove. That's going to be really exciting, okay? Calvary's number 2. Savannah Christian's number 6. Savannah Christian dropped 1 after the loss to Savannah Christian last week. I don't know why, but that's what happened. All right, we're going to get to college. Okay, I got 1 minute. Savannah State volleyball. They're 9-4, 5-4 in the SEAC. They'll play today at Spring Hill. They'll take on Tuskegee at 9:30, and then come back and take on Miles at 11:30. They do this little grouping every weekend because everybody's so far away, the SAC. Football, Savannah State took it on the chin last week, 15-12 down in Brunswick in the HBCU Classic, Coastal City Classic. Tough game. They'll be home tonight, 6 o'clock against Edward Waters. Georgia Tech beat Wake Forest last week, 13-6, 30-16. They're home against Bowling Green today at 3:30. UGA beat UAB 49-21. Another pansy, if you ask me. Another clunker game, another gimme game for money. They'll take on Auburn today, the oldest rivalry in the South, at 3:30 today. Georgia Southern beat Ball State 40-3. Coastal Carolina comes into the prettiest little stadium tonight, 7 o'clock in Statesboro. Georgia State, undefeated. We don't give Georgia State any love. They're in Georgia. I know I'm wearing my Georgia stuff, okay? But they're in Georgia. Georgia State. We got guys from Savannah playing there, okay? They beat up on Coastal Carolina 30-17 on the 21st. So they had a 9-day layoff. They'll take on Troy tonight in the ATL at 7 p.m. SCAD Soccer, men are 3-3-2, 2-2-1. They're home tomorrow, 11 o'clock, Florida Memorial. The girls' soccer team, the Lady Bees, are now ranked 8th. They're undefeated. They're 9-0. I think they got 6 shutouts. They'll play this morning at 11 o'clock in Florida Memorial. I'll get to the Braves. I'll get to the Bananas. I'll get to the Ryder Cup. Ryder Cup, give me a break, guys. When I came this morning, I get up at 5 o'clock to put this stuff all together, and they're down like 9.5 to 1.5. I don't know. It's crazy. But the United States Ryder Cup team has never won or hasn't won in 30 years in Europe when they play in Europe. All right, that's segment number 1 in the books. Coming up, 912_suspense. Do you know who these guys are? I do. I remember when they were little kids. They were 9th graders in my class that drove me crazy. But they're coming on. They're going to talk about what they're doing, what it's all about. Check it out. We got Spencer Walden and David Dougal coming on, talking about 912_suspense. Got to give these guys some love because they're from Islands. They're my kids. Okay, you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. 3 minutes, I promise you. All the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt, Georgia, because Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for over 20 years running. It's no wonder why. There's always sports, live music in the sound garden, and delicious and abundance of pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick your favorite TV because Coach's is your place to be. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong since 1991 and is always open for dine-in service for lunch and dinner. Remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. Join John Henderson and the crew for the best burgers, wings, and now pizza too. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's right, remember that number, 912-352-2933. So make your next pit stop at Coach's Corner. And as always, make it a night to remember at Coach's. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, Come see where everyone is a
Yo,
winner.
you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian.
Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Weatherington at the Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And good morning, Savannah and the Coastal Empire. I got it right. When I started the show, I messed that up, but I love saying that. Good morning, Savannah. And hopefully your day is going well. Thank you for joining me. And it's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network on the Soundgarden stage. 9 75-inch TVs behind me. Georgia, Auburn, the oldest football rivalry in the South. Going to be on these big screens tonight, baby. You got to, this afternoon, you got to come watch it, okay? Well, anyway, this is what the show's all about, bringing in the local guests, finding out what they're doing as far as it goes to related to sports here in Savannah, Georgia. And these 2 young pups, I've known them since they're 9th graders. Of course, I'm pretty sure, I'm the OG, so I might have some kind of memory loss here, but I coached both of them at Islands High School. I taught them both at Islands High School, and it's nice to see what they're doing, and they're blowing it up on YouTube. I don't know why they don't get on Twitter or Facebook, because, us old guys, we're not big time, Instagram and TikTok players. You know what I mean? But maybe that'll be a lesson to learn from me right now. But joining me on the Coach's Corner hot seat, they go by the 912_suspense. Okay, that's Instagram. I don't know. They're going to have to give us the information because they're all over the place. But I love talking to these guys. Love talking to them on the sidelines. We got, of course, Spencer Walden, and of course, David Dougal. So let's go add Spencer on there. We got to add David on there. Hey, we're all together, guys, just like us.
Yeah.
What's going on, Coach? How are you?
Hey, it's Saturday morning after a long Friday night like you guys have been doing for a couple of years now. And it's a lot of fun watching you guys, what you're putting on there. Sometimes you put on stuff that might be a little controversial, not X-rated or anything like that, but, but that's what it's all about. I mean, it's freedom of speech. You got all these social media avenues. Even an old guy like me knows how to do this now, but I don't know how to do what you guys are doing because you're just blowing it up. But once again, I want you to introduce yourself and tell us a little about your YouTube sports channel, your TikTok, Instagram. What inspired you guys to start this? Hopefully it was me. No, I'm only joking.
Well, so my name's Spencer, first of all, and
okay, Spencer who?
Oh,
Spencer.
So my name Spencer Walden, aka
there you go.
Suspense. And back in 2021, during the summer, I was just at home one day, just watching or looking over the high school sports, and there's a YouTuber named Destroying. He does the Friday Night Lights videos. And I was watching his videos, and I was like, nobody ever comes down to Savannah to film. Nobody was ever filming back when I was in school. So I just decided to one day go out there. I started with Island since that's our alma mater. So I texted Coach Print one day. I asked him if I can come out on the sidelines, film the schools. Like I said, started with Islands and then got some connections with some of the other coaches and players, and then was able to finally move around the city and build connections that way.
And how did you jump on there, Mr. Dougal?
So Spencer didn't share this, but before we did football, we did some little prank video, things like that in high school. I went away to college to Kennesaw for nursing school. Came back after I decided I didn't want to do that anymore. And Spencer hit me up with the show and said, hey, I really need someone that has some energy, some charisma, someone that could really help get the show on the road. And I said, I'm the guy. I'm it. And I've loved it ever since. Ever since we started doing this Aftermath, we're at episode 10, 11 now. I'm over at Spencer's house 4 days a week. After a game last night, we were at Spencer's house till about 1 a.m. going over the film, watching it back. It's good old high school football vibes like it used to be. But no, we've loved it. We just want to give the resources that we felt like we didn't have in high school to these kids, especially like a few of them that we've mentioned over the way. You're gonna have Caden on later. Caden's a huge guy, huge, that we think needs a lot more respect and a lot more film, a lot more on him. But no, last night's game was fantastic.
Spencer, you needed someone with charisma? You got Dougal instead of me? I don't know about that one. No. You guys are doing a great job. And, I've been doing this since 2020. I'm novice. I started out with a magazine, and then it led to a radio show, and then it's led to the internet because, I wasn't good enough during COVID-19 to keep my previous job, but that's another story in itself. So, but you're doing a great job, and you're giving these kids more love, and that's why I started doing it, was trying to give guys like you more love, and, you're doing a great job. So tell us now, okay, either one of you, all right, the type of sports content you're looking at for, or, you primarily focus on, and where people can find all this stuff.
So mainly I do football and basketball, but I'm open to do every sport. I have soccer videos on my channel, volleyball. I recorded a baseball game, but I didn't post it. But I've done lacrosse, wrestling. So I'm open to do any sports. But right now it's just mainly football and basketball. And 912 Suspense is where you can find all the content: Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, TikTok. And then Spencer Walden is my Facebook. Like you said, I got to get on Facebook. That's the one social media that I'm probably not using, but everything else is 912 Suspense.
So my parents want us on Facebook.
On Facebook.
Yeah, I mean, you believe it or not, us old guys like your parents, but they're not as old as me, believe it or not. Okay, they want this stuff, and people love this stuff. They gravitate to it, and it's only going to give you a bigger following. I know YouTube, you get over 1,000, you can make some money off it, and I don't do the TikTok thing because I just don't understand it. And I don't want to, I'm not going to see me dancing in TikTok or anything. So I'm not going to do that. So, David, I'll throw this one at you first because Spencer's always jumping on you. But you know what? He was an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
You were a little wide out, so he had the more important job. But how do you stay up to date with all the latest sports news and trends to roll out that amazing content that you do?
I would say, yeah, Spencer's a big part of that. Literally, he's been covering these guys for years. So before every episode on Tuesday and Thursday, or whenever we shoot it, we go over there. We hang out for about an hour and a half before we even bother turning the camera on to make sure we have everything we want to talk about. And then also just the rapport that we get. Well, we hang out for football and NFL football every Sunday as well. So dang, I spend way too much time in your house. Anyways, Spencer's the guy. I do my own little research on Max Preps. I take notes. If you see a book on the show, I have a little book that I keep track of everything that I want to take notes from, all the way back from 7-on-7 in the summer. Just little things that I notice. But Spencer's the main guy. He knows everything, anything that I've asked.
Right here?
Yeah, it's at your house. That's shocking.
Oh, you left it at his house. Okay, we understand that. So
It stays there.
And what do you? I mean, like David just gave you credit, Spence. So how do you go about getting all this stuff? I know, believe it or not, you guys are going to laugh. I start at 5 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and I'm not done till 8 o'clock when I got to jump in my car to get out to make sure I got all the finishing touches. And what you guys are going through the same thing like I am. You can't get the football stats quick enough because everybody is using Huddle. They wait for Huddle to break it down, and then they put it on Max Prep. Then they put it on Max Preps. Dennis Knight, Savannah Morning News, he's at the games. I got 2 guys help me at the games. So they have stats, but you can't get all these stats till probably Sunday afternoon, Monday morning. And so how do you go about getting all of it?
Yeah, it's tough. Like literally when I'm at the games filming, I'm on Twitter just scrolling, looking at you, Dennis, Frank. I'm just looking at everybody trying to get score updates, but I look at Max Preps. I'll message you. I'll message Dennis. I'll talk to coaches, players. I just send messages all around, just trying to get as much information as I can.
That's the only way you can do it. If you're just joining me, you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. I'm talking to 2 of my former young pups from Islands High School. Now they run a YouTube channel and social media channel. Now it's 912_suspense, right?
Well, yeah. So the underscore is on the Instagram, but if you put in underscore, everything will pop up.
Okay, so we can go 912. So you have Instagram. What else? TikTok.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. They're all 912 Suspense, and then Facebook is my full name, Spencer Walden.
Okay, cool. All right. So we'll start now with Spencer. So what are some of the challenges you face while trying to run this social media channel and all the social media stuff? What challenges do you face besides getting stats?
I do not have a sleep schedule. That's really the only challenge. Everything outside of that, there's no challenge because I love everything that I'm doing right now. I love sports, so I love staying up late studying, but I have no sleep schedule. Like you said, you got up at 5. I was up last night until 4:30 editing last night's video because I like to make sure I have my videos out the next day. So other than that, though, there's really not too many challenges. And then trying to make sure that I'm on point with all the stats and scores and stuff since we started our show. But
no challenge, but you have a full-time job too, right?
Oh, well, yeah. And so I work night shifts too. So, yeah. So I guess that's the other challenge. I'm working night shifts. So I work night shifts and then I get off in the morning. I'll get a couple hours of sleep and then boom, I'm out filming a middle school game, JV game, varsity game, whatever.
And David, how do you handle those challenges besides riding the ambulance around the city of Savannah?
Spencer has the hard part of this job, to be honest with you. I show up on the 2 recording days and keep the show going, ask him questions, make sure it's lively, have enough energy. Honestly, you're going to laugh at this, Coach. The hardest part about what I do is making sure the little slides or the scores are correct. Because I think I've messed them up like 2 or 3 times after the video's been posted. Spencer will hit me up and be like, "Oh, you got the score wrong." So now Spencer has to quadruple check me before putting anything up. But that's really the only challenge, honestly. Me and Spencer are having a great time with this. That when it comes down to the nitty and gritty stuff, we really enjoy it. Like we enjoy sitting up there in the room and watching the film over and over again because we watch every game about 2 or 3 times. Spencer watches it 4 or 5, just from putting all the clips and stuff together. But we really enjoy it, and the hardest part is parking. I don't know. I'm trying to give you some here.
Hey, I understand that. When I like last night, I was honored to be part of the WSAV crew on the South Effingham game. Yeah, you got to walk sometimes, and then the game got done about 10:30. It took me about another half an hour to get out of there, and then I had to drive home from South Effingham. So that's the toughest part of the job. Yeah, I understand that. So I agree with you fully. Now, so you face those challenges, but it's fun. It doesn't feel like a job, right, guys?
No, not at all.
So when you engage the athletes, what kind of reaction you get from them, and how much does it mean to them? Because probably is the biggest part of your following the students, the athletes, the kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get a lot of good feedback from the kids. They love it. So before I started doing all of this, I was a counselor at the YMCA. So I know a lot of these kids while they were like in elementary and middle school. So now I'm seeing them in high school. Then I have nieces and nephews who are in elementary, middle, and high school. So I know a good bit of these kids now that are coming into high school and middle school. But we get a lot of good feedback. I'm always hearing my name called at the games now. People are loving the TikTok videos that I'm putting out, the YouTube videos. So it's good feedback. And it's pushing me to even go further since they love it.
No, I mean, my next guest is having trouble getting on. Well, he just joined me, okay? I've been trying to help him out. You see, I'm a one-man show. I don't have a producer like the Rubbin' and Grubbin' show does on Wednesday nights. So, I'm the, computer guy, the phone message guy. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. But he got on, which is good. So we'll have Caden Arnold in a couple of minutes. But you got to love it. And I'm telling you right now, the kids love it. And, and that's what it's all about, getting him a little more publicity. And like you said, David, take Caden Arnold. I mean, the highlights films of this kid is unbelievable. And you guys, I mean, Spencer's running around with the camera. You're running around with the camera. Give your cousin some.
My oldest brother, Scott Walden, my oldest brother, he's out there filming with me too.
So I do apologize, Scott. I forgot that you're his brother. So I mean, he's at one end zone. You guys are running all over the place. Now, like anything else, okay, YouTubers love to get to 1,000 followers, which I got a long way to go, but you guys are already almost to 2,000.
We're gonna get you there, Coach. We're gonna get you there.
So
we got you. We got you.
Share your experience and how YouTube has also helped you, motivate you, because you can make money off of it right there. We hear about all these people making thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you can make a lot of money on YouTube, especially nowadays. You could just make a lot of money on social media in general. But yeah, we finally got monetized. What was that? Probably like a few months ago. I can't remember exactly, but we finally got monetized. And ever since then, it's just lit a fire under me. Like, it's been pushing me to go 10 times harder. I'm trying to push out as much content as I can, good content, and just trying to figure out as many different ways that I can help showcase the light on these athletes down here.
All right. Last question for you two guys. Okay, hold it. No, we have people popping on here. David Kelly, and I'm pretty sure it's David Kelly from Savannah Christian. He says, good morning, Coach. Good morning, you guys. But, guys, he's throwing you a little tip here. Show baseball, softball some love, too. You know what I mean?
So the only thing with baseball and softball, when I went to film a baseball game last year, I couldn't find, like, a good angle for it. I was behind the gate, so I didn't have, like, just a really good shot. But I'm gonna figure something out. I'm going to get out there.
Hey, call the old guy. I can give you some tips on that.
Oh,
So
yeah, we're going to work.
that's right up DeMasi's alley.
Yeah, you got to know the little ins and outs and how to get in there with people not noticing. And of course, we don't want to upset the referees and the umpires, and you don't want to upset the people running the place too. So you got to know how to do all that little thing. So another guy stepping in here every morning, checking out. Good morning, Coach. Big Calvary Days fan. If you ever go to Calvary Day School and you see the guy with the purple hat with the feather, that's Dennis Kessler.
Dennis? Okay.
He checks in all the time. Give him some love, so you know what I mean. So,
yeah, I'll definitely hit him up.
Okay.
All right, last question. All right. So as far as this is going, what are your future plans of your sports YouTube channel? Are you expecting more? Are you going to produce more exciting videos, things of that nature? Got anything under the rug? Because if you're not dreaming to change it up a little, people get a little bored with the same old stuff.
Man, literally every day I think about what can I do to, like, make the channel jump to its next level. So I'm at work. Like I said, I'm working night shifts. When I'm at work, I'm thinking about the channel. When I'm at home, thinking about the channel. I'll get done editing the video, and as soon as I get done, I'm thinking about, all right, what game do I have next week? I'm looking at Max Preps. I'm looking at the schedules. But something big that I do want to start getting into, I want to do, like, more documentary type film, just covering the background and letting people see the coaches and the players more in depth down here.
Yeah,
David?
I think this is something we talk about almost every time we hang out, is how can we do better? How can we strive to get something bigger? The documentary thing I think is going to be really good, is because it's not just something that's going on down here at the high school level. This is something that's going throughout football, NFL to high school. Everyone's starting to see the background of what it really takes for an athlete to be prestige at his craft, so to say. A lot of training and things go into that. Not a lot of people think about that. They think about, Friday nights is when the big game is, but they don't think about Monday through Thursday, filming, training, walkthroughs, everything. Obviously, we want to bring our production value up on our Aftermath show, which is something that's going to take time and money. We do want to get a little bit better at the editing side of things and make things, maybe bring in a real editor, a professional editor. Spencer's been doing a great job for years, but I know he's been trying to hand that baton off to give him some time and effort. But no, everything's on the come up. We have big goals in mind that we don't want to fully share just yet. We have some things that are on the back burner that we'd really like to do next season, but we want to kind of keep those to ourselves right now. But big things are coming.
Well, you guys are doing a great job. This old ball coach teacher is proud of what you're doing, getting more publicity out there for these kids, and that's what it's all about. That's why I started it way back in 2000. So, and for 23 years, it's always on my mind. What am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? And, when you work full time, that's the toughest thing about it. So hopefully, a year or two when I give up this job, maybe a little more bigger things for the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. But anyway, guys, appreciate it.
Have you on?
Great. Yeah, I got you. Great job. The kids love what you're doing. They're always talking about it. And don't worry about the negativity, because it comes with the job. There's less negativity than there is positivity. So stick with it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Hey, have a good one, guys. I'll see you on the sideline.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Have a good one. Shout out Caden Arnold.
And when you head to a baseball game, softball game, let me know. I'll show you the ropes.
Yes,
I got you. I'll make sure to text you.
All right, talk to you guys later.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Go Sharks. I mean, two young guns. They love what they're doing. They're getting more news out there for the kids, and it's something special. So check out 912 Suspense, okay? And I always put the underscore because that's the only thing I know because the Instagram comes up right away with all those little stories and who you picking, who you want to win. Check it out, 912_suspense. Spencer Walden and David Dougal, two former Islands High School football players, students. They're just making the old ball coach happy. All right, next up. Hey, you know what I said? And this kid gets no love. I mean, he's playing with a lot of Power 5 guys, but you know what? He stands out a lot on the football field. Great catches, returning kicks for touchdowns. You name it, he does it, making key blocks for those Power 5 guys. But anyway, no, they're a team over there. He'll tell you himself when I ask him this question, what it means to be part of that team. But you're going to be watching the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete Week from Calvary Day School. Senior wide receiver, specialist, kickoff, punt return, you name it, he does it. Probably even carries the water out to the field. And that's Caden Arnold. Be back in 3 minutes. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. All the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt, Georgia. Because Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for over 20 years running. It's no wonder why there's always sports, live music in the sound garden, and delicious and abundance of pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick your favorite TV because Coach's is your place to be. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong since 1991 and is always open for dining service for lunch and dinner. Remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. Join John Henderson and the crew for the best burgers, wings, and now pizza too. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's right, remember that number, 912-352-2933. So make your next pit stop at Coach's Corner. And as always, make it a night to remember at Coach's. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision. Faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And good morning, Savannah and the Coastal Empire. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report live right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And let me zoom out so you can see that I am on the Soundgarden stage. There's 9 75-inch TVs behind me. Got my Georgia shirt on. I'm ready for the oldest football rivalry here in the South, but you got to come out and check it here at Coach's Corner. They do a great job. Any game you want, John Henderson and the crew will find it for you. Don't forget the TP is up. The Braves are in the playoffs. People are driving by honking their horn. Hopefully next week I'll be up there to do my show, but once again, check it out. And this is what it's all about. This is all how it started. My previous two guests, I got to coach at Islands High School. Now they're roaming the sidelines, doing 912 suspense. But, it's about the kids. And like I said, he's often overlooked, okay, but he's got so much talent. The receiving core at Calvary Day School over the last 4 years has been off the chain. You got a quarterback that's going D1 that can throw the ball anywhere he wants to throw it. But you know what? You have to have the kids to catch it. You have to have chemistry. And I think probably, and I'm going to say this right here, I'm not trying to make any of his teammates mad, but I think him and Jake Berklinger probably have the biggest chemistry out of anybody there. He also is a heck of a baseball player. He's finally believing that he could play some football, okay? And he does a great job. He's got some college offers, but just unbelievable. Last week against Calvary Day School, Jamari McIvory picks off a pass, goes 80 yards for a pick six. What happens on the next play? They don't want to kick it deep. They kick it short, 34-yard line. This young man gets it and goes 66 yards to tie the game. First half was like a lot of catch-up, but he had a great game. And, Dennis Knight wrote a great article in Savannah Morning News about him, and he's joining me now on the Coach's Corner hot seat. This week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Calvary Day School, Caden Arnold. What's up, Caden? How's it going?
What's up, Coach DeMasi? How are you?
Yeah, I just want to let you know it's the real Coach DeMasi. Just, the young guy, no, I'm only joking with you. But, last week was unbelievable. And then you make that great catch for the touchdown. You're just having a great season. And, you got respect. You're one of the players to watch in this area. But, you go under the radar. And I know it doesn't bother you because you're a team player. But, once again, great job so far there, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So, all right, coach's notes. So, let's talk about this, okay? Really, deep down inside, you were a baseball player over at Calvary Day School, right?
Yes, sir. Well, for the last 3 years, yeah.
So, what ignited you to go play some football? What changed? Was it Jake? Was it before my son got there? What made you want to play football at Calvary Day School?
It was really my older brother because he played baseball, but he loved football. Football was his thing, going through high school and middle school and everything. So I played when I was little, 1 year when I was like 8, and I hated it. I didn't quit, but after the year was over, I didn't play until I got to Savannah Christian. And then I played middle school, hated it, switched over to Calvary. And once I started playing with Jake, I started to enjoy it a little bit more because we threw the ball more. But my whole passion for football really developed with my older brother because I always wanted to be better than him.
All right. So when did you start playing sports? How far back can you remember?
I've been playing baseball since I was probably 4 or 5, but football I played once when I was 8 and then not until middle school.
Okay. So, I know you might have Coach Stroud listening or you might have Coach Lee listening. Which one's your favorite sport?
Probably definitely football.
Football now. He's loving the pigskin. Okay. Instead of that little Rocco, we call a pea. So pretty impressive. Okay. So reflecting on this season, all right, provide us with some kind of analysis about your individual performances. I know the team always comes first, and I know you're a team player, but I'm telling you, you've had some big catches, and you guys are just on a roll, and you got to play, Savannah Christian, that rivalry game. Yeah. Reflect on it so far for Caden, for you this season.
I think I've got around 550 or 600 total yards, 8 touchdowns, 7 or 8 touchdowns. But I've definitely been making some bigger catches down the field for longer yardages. Like I think my yards per catch is up around 25 or 30, which is
nice,
pretty great. But yes, sir.
Yeah. How did it go last night? Any touchdowns?
Yeah. We played for about a quarter and a half because the defense had 3 pick sixes, so they were on the field for most of the game. But I had 4 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown. Nice.
Yeah. Because like I was telling the last 2 guests, I know the coach's life is tough, and now Huddle breaks down the film and breaks down the stats, so you got to wait till you get it back to Huddle.
Yes,
so I couldn't update your stats, but it's unbelievable. So now you're a wide receiver, and you're now punt returner, kickoff returner, but not the deep guy. What are the key elements, or what are the key fundamentals you have to play those positions?
Hand-eye coordination for sure, number one. No, confidence. Confidence is definitely number one. Hand-eye coordination is probably number two, and then I guess your footwork, your elusiveness, all that.
Well, I'm going to let you know this, okay? I've been watching Calvary Day School football for a long time.
Yes,
and Coach Stroud would always put on punt team now, would always put his best hands receiving the punt, but wouldn't let him return it. He's got to have a little confidence because he's letting you return the ball there, buddy.
Yes, sir. He's been letting me do it since I was a sophomore too.
Well, I had a son there that he put him back there to catch it because he had probably the best hands on the team, but he couldn't throw the ball to himself. So him back there, he also punted too. I mean,
I've heard Dom could kick it.
One coach said he probably drives the team on the bus because he does so much. But coach has a lot of confidence in you, and I'm glad he's letting you run it back. So beyond your statistical combination qualities, or what's the word I'm looking for? Contributions. Okay, how do you contribute to the team outside? Making that big touchdown, making that big play.
Do you mean outside of football or just
on a football team? We know you make all these contributions: 4 catches, 60 yards, touchdown. Throw the stats out. How does Caden Arnold contribute to the team?
I like to, especially in practice, me, Dupa, Thomas, Mike, we all push each other to be, because we practice together every day, because especially when we go like individual drills and stuff, we just push each other every day to be better than we were the day before, because especially for those three to play where they want to play, that's what they're going to have to do constantly.
Well, you talk about those 3 guys like you did. You got a lot of big-time names on there. What's the chemistry like on that team? I mean, I know Coach preaches everybody's got to play for one. What's the chemistry like for you guys?
Yes, sir. So me and Jake's chemistry, I think, is probably the best chemistry you'll find in Savannah. Me and him have been playing together since we were 14 years old, and it's clicked ever since then, but it's only gotten better and stronger. Same with Mike. He's played with Mike. He played basketball with Mike for a while, so they kind of already had a little teammate like bond, I guess. And he's picked up his chemistry with Dupa and Thomas just as quick as he did for me and Mike. So it's been great. And all together we gel very well. We don't really complain about not getting the ball. We all know that it doesn't matter who gets the job done. One of us is going to get the job done.
Well, usually, the quarterback is the guy that has the chemistry on the team. He's the guy that communicates. How does the wide receiver, Caden Arnold, communicate during the game to his team when you need these guys to get their heads back together and do something right?
Yes, sir. So we try – I'm not saying we're not serious as a team, but down, like when Jake threw that pick 6, I went up to Jake and cracked a joke with him, and he was all good again. Returned that kick, and he was perfect. So we stay serious, but we tend to not laugh about the situation, but just take a deep breath and settle down and mess around with each other.
And how do you guys mess around with each other?
I don't know. Like, he threw that pick 6. I was like, dang, Jake, I could have thrown that better left-handed. Just stuff like that.
That probably – because just watching him during the game, it's like night and day. Outside the game, he's nice, mellow. Yeah. Once the whistle blows, whistle blow, he's really intense. And, it's totally like night and day. So, but anyway, if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And I'm talking to the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic athlete week, Caden Arnold from Calvary Day School, one of the top players in the area as far as football and baseball goes. Okay, so you're a team leader, okay? What are some of the challenges that you face, and how do you approach your leadership responsibilities with the younger guys on that team?
You said some challenges I face?
Yeah. As far as being a leader and showing them what to do?
Probably at practice when everything's not going as smooth as it should be. We all tend to get a little uneasy. And then the younger kids, they'll start talking and we'll get even more upset. So I guess just staying calm and collected is our biggest what am I looking for?
Bringing them back.
Necessity
Yeah.
to lead those kids.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't have to be a rah-rah leader. You could be a quiet leader. You could be the guy that wants to bring him back. Yeah, definitely. Okay. So besides the football field and the baseball field, what do you enjoy doing besides playing sports?
I love to hunt and fish, hang out with my friends, especially my buddy John. He's our center. We like to go on the boat a lot.
Nice, nice. Okay. You're not going to say anything about Ella?
She's at her house right now. She's fine.
But you like hanging out with her, right, though?
Yeah, she comes over to John's a lot.
I got to give her some love there. She's a great kid. She went over. She's one of my favorite students all the time from Island. So I just had to throw that in there. So make sure you tell her the OG mentioned her. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So all right. So how has your coaches helped you with this journey as far as football? Okay, we know you've been around Coach Lee for a long time, but how about Coach Stroud and the other coaches on the team? And of course, I do thank you for that compliment that you gave to my son. Yeah. But how have the coaches helped you in your journey on this football career?
Coach Stroud has been just very wise in what he's like instructed me to just control what I can control. Like Coach Fields tells me this all the time too, that if he was coming to Calvary to recruit someone, he'd be recruiting me because I can do everything he would need me to do. So they all just him, Coach Fields, Coach Cam, Sauce. He played at Jenkins, Javante Middleton. They all just make sure they instill in me to just keep controlling what I can control, doing what I can do, and then everything else is going to fall into place.
That's part of being on a football team or a baseball team or any kind of team. You got to take care of what your responsibility is, and hopefully everybody else will take care of them. All right. So you mentioned your brother. I mentioned Ella. Now, what about your parents? What about your family? What impact have your parents helped you in this great career so far?
My mom is literally there for everything. She goes, starting with baseball when I was little, she'd be at every single tournament. We'd be at a hotel every Saturday night, coming back Sunday way, way late before school the next day. I'd try and get out of school the next day, but she wouldn't let me because she told me that it's not going to help me at any way, that I'm fine, I can get up and go to school. So she's really just pushed me to be the best I can be. She never lets me slack off or anything like that. Nice, and then my brother is Tyler. Tyler's been like my rock throughout all this. He's texts me after every game how proud of me he is, how he's my biggest supporter. He couldn't be more proud. So, and then Max is a little clown. He just whenever I need some extra work, he'll come out there in the yard and help me, does some footballs or something.
Nice. Now looking towards the future, okay.
Yes,
what are your aspirations after completing high school? Is it going to be baseball? Is it going to be football? What do you envision your college career to be like?
I'm definitely looking to play football in college and hopefully at a small FBS school on scholarship. So I'm talking to Georgia Southern, Temple, App State, Western Kentucky all right now. Nice. But I'm also pretty sure I'm going to be getting a preferred walk-on from South Carolina and Georgia. So those will be options as well. Nice.
Okay. Yes, all right. So athletics is over. Okay. You finish your college career wherever it may be. What are your long-term goals as far as career?
I'm planning on working either I want to be an architecture or an architect and build or design and instruct like building on houses. I don't want to build bridges or anything because that's too I feel like way too obligated. But or there's something in business. Just because I'm a people's person, I enjoy talking to people and venturing off.
So how long you been at Calvary? 4 years now?
5.
5 years?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you're a senior now, and you're poised. You're going to be leaving. You're leaving a legacy at Calvary as one of the best receivers out there. What message or words of wisdom would you like to impact to a younger player or a middle school player or even an elementary school player at Calvary to carry on this tradition of the football program at Calvary Day School?
Yes, sir. So like I said earlier, just go out there to practice every day. Give your 110%. Go to the game, whether you're getting the ball or not, contribute to your team, do everything you can. And like I said, like Coach Fields, Coach Stroud, Coach Cam, all of them say, colleges will come. Everything's just going to fall into place by itself if you do everything you can.
It will. It'll happen. But once again, great career, great season so far. And, you brought the house down last week. I was at the game. Loved watching it. You're doing a great job. And good things are going to happen. But that's why you're this week's Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, Caden Arnold from Calvary Day School. Good luck. I know you got Groves next and then the big one against Country Day, right?
Yes, sir.
Keep it up, Caden. Good job.
You. Yes, sir.
I'll tell the real coach you said hello.
All right.
Take care.
You too.
I mean, just a humble kid, quiet leader, but he's unbelievable on the football field and the baseball field. Hey, this is a kid that wanted to play baseball. Now football is his I just threw my mic across the stage. Is his passion. So once again, you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, and we're talking to the new ball coach, taking over for Mr. 500, okay, and that's George Brown taking over for Coach Jordan at Savannah High. It's not all just football. We got to talk a little round ball because, in my opinion right now, round ball is still king here in Savannah, Georgia. I'm going to miss it this year, but what are you going to do? Up next, George Brown. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. 3 minutes, Coach. Got to thank the people who sponsor the show. All the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt, Georgia, because Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for over 20 years running. It's no wonder why. There's always sports, live music in the sound garden, and delicious and abundance of pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick your favorite TV because Coach's is your place to be. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong since 1991 and is always open for dining service for lunch and dinner. Remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. Join John Henderson and the crew for the best burgers, wings, and now pizza too. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's right, remember that number, 912-352-2933. So make your next pit stop at Coach's Corner. And as always, make it a night to remember at Coach's. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian.
Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room. If you can, at the Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Weatherington at the Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And, I'm trying to do 20 things at once, and it's always a lot of fun. I appreciate you, whether you join me for 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, hopefully maybe even the whole show. I'm dreaming, but, you got to be a dreamer. But anyway, this young guy, he's walking into an ideal situation. He's replacing a guy that's been there for a long time. I think since 1994. We both joke every time I talk to Tim Jordan, he's been doing this as long as I have. We're relatively the same age. And he was a former star at Camden County. He played at Armstrong before they cut the program. And, he has served assistant under Coach Jordan for, I think, 4 years. So he knows what Savannah High is all about, okay? Coach Jordan, impressive record, impressive longevity, decided to put up the whistle and go into administration towards the end of his career. But, he kept trying to tell me every year, Coach, this is my last year. Coach, this is my last. But he hasn't done it. But he leaves the program in great hands. Last year, great program, a lot of success, something Savannah High hasn't seen since 2014. The new ball coach for the Savannah High, as they say, the High Blue Jackets, joining me on the Coach's Corner hot seat, George Brown. What's up, Coach? How's it going?
I'm good, man. How you doing? I appreciate you for having me, Coach.
Hey, it's a Saturday morning. I'm talking local sports. I'm talking to guys like you. I'm talking to kids like Caden Arnold, and that's what it's all about. It's a lot of fun, give some love out to the new guys, okay? And you're replacing a legend, but you're not really replacing a legend because you've been under his wings for 4 years. The kids know who you are. But tell us about your background. Tell us how you got into this coaching thing. Your days as a Wildcat at Camden High School, and then, of course, Camden County High School. And I'm saying Camden High School. That's up in Jersey. And then, of course, over there, always remember the Pirates.
Yeah, always. So it's actually kind of crazy. I'm from Camden County, like I say, Kingsland, Georgia. If you guys know, if you don't know, big football town. There's actually a lot of athletes from Camden just in general, in all sports and all facets. I pretty much played for my dad growing up. He put the ball in my hands. All of my cousins, all of my family, like we have some professional athletes in my family. So it's a very, very sports related family. I think out of my 37 cousins, 20 of them went on a athletic scholarship to play some sport. Nice. So we always compete. There's always something going on. So very, very competitive. I played everything growing up. I wasn't really a specialist in one sport. By the time I got to about 9th or 10th grade, my 9th grade year, I ended up having like a freak accident, kind of hip surgery. My mom had to choose a sport for me. She said, "You're playing basketball. You're not taking no more hits playing football. Sorry." She didn't want me to play baseball anymore. So I just kind of stuck with it. And like I said, I just kind of worked. And I graduated high school in 2012. I used to come to Savannah all the time and take a bunch of beatings, man. We were always taking beatings. We were pretty competitive in every other sport, but I always, did exceptionally decent, but most of my teammates were D1 football players, so it was kind of a different thing. So I ended up getting to Armstrong, Evans Davis. I was actually going to go to, I believe, Johnson University in Tennessee at the time. My mom didn't want me to go far away. She was kind of upset about that. She was like, "You're not going." I had a couple of JUCO offers, but I didn't really know anything about junior college basketball, to be honest with you. So I kind of my sister was at Armstrong and she was cheerleading. She was already there. I ended up getting introduced to the assistant coach at the time, who was Evans Davis. That's my guy, man. He actually ended up putting me on. So I ended up coming to school. He was like, "Yeah, man, we'll probably have a walk-on spot for you." Cool. So I get there, and literally day 2 of me just being on the campus, because I actually got to go early with the guys and everything like that. And back in that time in 2012, the coach at the time was Jerry Malutha. He was only recruiting junior college kids. It was no high school kids. So I walked in, I had just turned 18, all my teammates 23, 24, 25. About another day passed. You kind of get to school and you do all those meetings and stuff like that you gotta do for college. He comes into the room and he's just like, "All right, guys, I've accepted a job at Gardner Webb. I'm gonna be leaving." We thought we were kind of joking, and we come to find out I haven't seen him since. So he wasn't joking. Evans Davis was actually got the head coaching job. I had some great athletic directors there: Jennifer Russian, Harold Watson, and Lisa Swinney. She's actually at Georgia Southern, or was at Georgia Southern. Jennifer Russian's at Young Harris right now as athletic director. So they kind of had thrust me into a leadership position early. I was always kind of a leader. When I played, all of my coaches always told me that I was going to be a coach. Like I never really thought about it. I was always just thinking ball, ball, ball. But I mean, I guess it just came from my dad coaching me and just instilling all this stuff in me as I got older. Um, so by the time I got to Armstrong, like I said, I ended up playing 2012 to 2017. I was the student athletic advisory president, won a bunch of academic awards. I literally tell people the biggest award that I think I got at Armstrong is going from walk on to starter. Like people don't understand how extremely hard and extremely difficult that is. It's not an easy thing, especially when you're coming into a situation where high school kids aren't really getting recruited like that. And especially in the Peach Belt, people don't understand. I think the Peach Belt Conference, or East at the time I played, is the best Division II conference in the country. Nothing but transfers, pros, studs, D1 guys. So it was very, 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 very tough place to play. I made a lot of connections there. I met a lot of guys. And I think the most wild thing about the whole process was I actually played the last year that Armstrong had 8 sports teams. Considering I was the president, we had to work to try to find places for all these people to go. Like I was actually assisting in the decision to like, let's say like a female, for example, let's say you were going to school there and you were playing soccer, but you wanted to be a nurse. I actually helped facilitate a way where they were able to keep their full athletic scholarship, but they'd have to give up their sport. So it was kind of a trade-off. It was a catch-22, but for females that are just in it for specific things, it was kind of a great thing for them. Even some guys, I got some friends now that are playing baseball, playing soccer. They end up being doctors and everything like that, just off of staying and not fully using their eligibility. So it was kind of a catch-22. It's either you want to play your sport and transform, you got to find somewhere for you to go, or you can just accept the scholarship you're on. You can stay and finish school. So like I tell people, it was great to get a degree from Armstrong or Georgia Southern either way. It's a very, very dear place in my heart. I really, really grew up and learned a lot at Armstrong. And there were actually times where I wanted to leave. Not going to lie to you. I wanted to leave. I wanted to get out of there. I wanted to transfer. I had a couple options set up. And my grandma, I'll never forget this, my grandmother, I called her. I was really upset. I went from playing, and being sort of a decent name star in my hometown to getting to college and not playing at all, red shirting. It's very, very difficult. Like I said, people can understand that. I tell people all the time, if you can go to school and be a college athlete and conquer that, you can do anything in the world. Anything, because it's mentally draining. It's mentally tough, man.
But yeah, it sounds like you had a lot of responsibility over there, Armstrong, besides trying to play some hoops. So, but now you graduate Armstrong, Georgia Southern. What motivated you to pursue a career in high school and coaching high school basketball?
Man, like I said, it was just kind of crazy, man. All of my coaches, like they were still kind of on me about it. I was actually going to my grad year because I redshirted. I was going to leave and go play somewhere else. But pretty much they ended up paying for me to finish and get my master's. So my mom was like, "You're not going nowhere. They're paying for you to get your master's. What are you talking about?" And people don't know this, but I'm actually like very, very, I've been in gifted classes since I've been in kindergarten, AP classes, honors classes. So I finished my master's in a year. It was real smooth. Yeah, real cool transition. So after that, I ended up going back home. I had always only worked with kids. Being a student athlete, living that life, there's not a lot of downtime when you're really, really dedicated and focused to your sport or your sports. So I'd always worked with kids. And then I ended up actually moving back home to Camden County, staying with my parents for a little bit. And my old high school coach and athletic director, they were like, "Yeah, man, just come sub, come coach, just be around the kids. You're always around them anyways." You know what I'm saying? Right. Just trying to drop little gems to them. Ended up being a long-term sub. Had no idea what was going on, but I liked it. I really did appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Camden kind of made a nice little spot for me. Ended up thrust into coaching. My head basketball coach, he let me come on and coach them on staff. So actually at Camden, we went 20-6. We lost in the first round on a buzzer beater to Hillgrove at the time, which, like I said, it was real crazy. But I didn't even think I was going to be successful at it. But Coach Moore, his name's William Moore, he actually let me be a coach. And I credit Coach Davis and Coach Jordan for a lot of that. Like, they put me in weird situations. 20 seconds left. They'll ask me, "All right, what we doing, Coach?" And Coach Jordan does all the time. He's kind of funny with it because he's like, "Well, Coach, I've won some games, so I kind of want to hear what you want to know. I kind of got an idea of what I want to do, but what do you want to do?" And that kind of actually started when I was in camp. They helped me grow and develop to be the guy that I am today. And like I said, I've been in so many different situations. Coach DeMasi, if I were to tell you my record, listen to this now: 20-6 at Camden, my first year coaching. I went 1-17 when I got to Savannah High. My first year was completely. I was like, oh man, it's me. I gotta get out of here because Savannah's never known for losing.
Right.
Went 8-15 last year with those kids when they were freshmen, and the previous year I just went 21-6. So I got a pretty decent resume, and I kind of been through most of the stages. You know what I'm saying? From seeing a program at its height to seeing this program at its bottom. So like I said, now that I'm kind of in it, I kind of appreciate it and I kind of enjoy it. The crazy thing about it is, Coach DeMasi, I got a phone call when I was in Camden. It was a PE spot that was about to be open at Savannah High. I didn't really know. And I got a call from Coach Jordan after we had kind of like get in the pool and went through interview process, not really thinking about it. I only wanted to leave Camden because I felt like it was a better situation for me when I figured out Coach Jordan's background and everything like that. So actually, my college coach got wind of the call, called me and was like, hey, if Coach Jordan gives you that job, if you get offered that, you're not going nowhere else. There's nowhere you can go. Like, take that job. He's going to learn from you. He's going to be great. I was actually the first basketball job I ever applied for. I applied for Winston-Salem State. I made it to the last round of the interview. And you kind of know how the college process is. You're just going with the guy that you've been around. So he ended up taking one of his guys that he's been around. And like I said, I appreciate him for it because he was like, George, listen, if you just seem like you got all the tangibles to be a good coach. Like I said, I didn't really know nothing about it. I kind of just going out there doing everything that I was taught. And what I think I could like adjust and tweak would make me a better player. So when I had that opportunity, I was just like my dad sat me down. He was like, George, I think coaching is going to be your thing. Like, you might not want to do it. My uncle is actually like similar to Coach Jordan in Charleston, South Carolina, but he coaches football. So he's like the Coach Brown in our family. And like I said, it was just been surreal, but they had all been telling me that that's what I was going to do. So now that I'm kind of with it, I kind of like it. I kind of enjoy it. And I just don't see myself. I see why PE teachers stay, first off, for as much as they do. And coaching, like I said, I just get great joy out of helping kids, and not just Savannah High kids. I've been pretty instrumental in helping all the kids that I've ever kind of came in contact with.
Nice. And if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We're talking to the new head round ball coach at the High, George Brown. All right. So, I mean, Tim Jordan, a lot of years under his belt. What are some of the key lessons you've learned from him? I know he threw you under the bus. He said, Coach, I know what I want to do. What are you going to do? But what are some of the key lessons you learned from the old guy? Sorry, Tim.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I think I've learned for Coach Jordan, man, is there's two things that that always sticks out to me the most with him. Number one, being disciplined. That's always been his thing, discipline. And then number two is he feels like that he was put in the position to help people, not just basketball players, not just athletes. He's a big relationship guy. Like, I've never met anybody that has said anything bad about Coach Jordan. And if you did say something bad about Coach Jordan, people are probably going to look at you and question you because he's just that type of man. Like, he's instilled a lot of things that I've kind of already had in myself. Like, he'll drop whatever he's doing. I've seen him take the shirt off of his back and give it to a person. Like, literally, I kid you not. Like, he's taught me so much more about being a great person than just the basketball side of it. He kind of already knows, like, he's like, George, the thing that people fail to realize about basketball is nothing has changed. The only thing that has changed is the way that people approach the game. You still got to put the ball in the basket. You still have to defend. Yeah, the rules have changed to kind of make offense a little more marketable in X, Y, and Z, but the basics and the basics are still the same, man. So he's really just more so instilled in me discipline. Kids really deserving second chances, man. That's another thing that he told me. And if there's anything that we can do to help a kid just in general, it's your job to do it. Like, you might not seem like that. You might not want to look at it like that, but just take pride in it. So that's kind of one of the biggest things that I kind of took for him. And then there's also another thing that I kind of took for him. You have to very, very closely pay attention to people. Pay attention to their responses. And Coach George Johnson over there as well, man. I walked into a great situation with just some great mentors, man. That kind of just gave me the game. Like, it was literally a blueprint laid out for me, and I don't really see me deviating from it much.
Well, you have some good mentors over there. But now here's my question for you. Dennis Otto, great article about you taking over the job for Coach Jordan. But what is Coach Brown's philosophy going to be with this team? What's going to be different than Coach Jordan?
I'd say Coach Jordan's kind of explained it in his interviews. There's just more of a gap between him, and me. I'm a little closer in age to the kids. So I think just some things that I'm going to tweak is just being. I'm going to be a lot more. Try to be a lot more lenient with this group. When I mean lenient, try to do things that I think can get them to explore the fun and just basketball in life. Because what we're doing here is teaching life lessons. That's another thing that was a big thing he taught me. Basketball is a game that is used to teach life lessons like every other sport. So I think the biggest things that I'm going to tweak are just trying to bring a different element of what I would consider fun to the program. You know what I'm saying? Coach Jordan does a great job with everything he's done. And people don't really see it because you only see the passion, the seriousness of him on the sidelines. But as far as just taking care of those kids and their needs and their wants and everything that he could possibly do to help them, I don't see me changing in that era. But I think I got a couple things that I got planned that the kids are gonna like. My first thing is gonna be trying to get back in the community as much as possible,
Right.
especially with things that are going on nowadays. It's a real crazy generation. I think that if I can get these kids out, you know what I'm saying, back to the old middle schools, back to the old elementary school, just to talk and not even read a book. I just want you to go in there and talk to the kids, man.
Right.
I think that's going to be something that'll change. But I got a couple things up my sleeve. I want to see if they work or if they don't work or not, you know?
Nice. You got to always put your own finishing touches on it. Your own touches, not finishing touches. That's what Jordan did. Now you're going to put some new touches on it, okay? So, you know, you talk about Tim Jordan. You talk about, you know, everybody used to joke about it when Savannah High got a league, he took the air out of the ball. Or it was Savannah High would always pressure. What you know, now you got to play with a shot clock. So, you know, us old guys had to adjust to it. But even before I came down here, I played with a shot clock way back many moons ago in New York because New York had a shot clock for girls basketball, not for boys, but for girls. So now when you come, now you got a whole different ball game now where you can't take the air out of the ball. What's going to be your defensive philosophy, offensive philosophy?
It's funny because Coach Jay actually, like, when I was getting hired for the job, he already knew the shot clock was coming. He was like, I don't know nothing about that. Like, George, you know, I'll get up by one and I'll hold the ball. Like, we're not in a rush to do anything. So the good thing about the whole shot clock thing is the same thing Coach Jordan jokes about all the time. Since I've been here, we haven't had one shot clock violation. Those kids are going to shoot the ball. My kids are going to shoot the ball for sure. So I think the biggest thing that I've changed and tried to adapt to is not getting upset when kids are shooting shots, but we're working on you shooting the basketball. So as long as I see you shooting it, I'm confident with you. You know what I'm saying? But that pressure defense, we're sticking to that. Nothing's changed. That's kind of our bread and butter. I want to see our guys get up in it. I don't really, and this is just kind of me just looking at the game from hindsight 2020. I feel like when you get to high school, yes, you got to do whatever you got to do to win, but I feel like it needs to be more man-to-man basketball. Like, I feel like we're not teaching these kids properly, and then when they go to college, some of them fail, you know what I'm saying? And that's just from me playing in college, having a lot of coaches that I know that are in college basketball. Now, being zone is good and playing to your strengths, and I get that, but I want our kids to understand. Even last year, I mean, we were in Sweet 16 game. Me and one of the other assistants, Darnell Jackson, he played for Coach Jay. I was trying to put it in the zone, and we kind of just both looked at each other like, no, man, these kids need to grow up. They need to guard. They need to take pride in it. So I think there's a couple things that I'm not really looking forward to tweak, but I am going to change, if that makes any sense. And then also I've already kind of been in the situation. Like I say, the best part about Coach Jordan himself is he literally let me coach as I see fit. You know what I'm saying? When he felt like there were some adjustments that need to be made, he wouldn't tell everybody. He would just tell me. You know, and if you look at Coach Jordan's coaching tree and everybody that's came from coaching under him or he gave an opportunity to be an assistant, there's nothing but successful coaches. Bakari Bryant, Utah Gordon, who is actually my uncle, which is crazy. Him and my dad were he's considered my uncle. Him and my dad were college roommates, you know what I'm saying? So I knew Coach G from way back. He used to keep me when I was little. So it was all kind of a connection thing. He actually called me too when I was about to get the job. He was like, hey, if they offer that to you, hey, Tim Jordan, you got to go, kid. So it's kind of crazy how that kind of worked out, man.
Well, you know, they're excited. Everybody's excited about it. And, you know, when Tim Jordan says, you know, you're a good fit for the program, he knows he's got a good man. And I've watched you coach. And like you said, I got to be honest with you. You said it perfectly. I'm at the stage, just like Coach Jordan is, that we're so much older than these kids now that you need that young person, whether it's in the classroom, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a coach. You need that young person that can relate to these kids. And, you know, I'm a firm believer. Kids deserve second chances. And there's always some good. There's something good in every kid, and you got to find it. And I wish you the best of luck. You're energetic. you and Chucky over at Johnson should have a lot of fun. I mean, because you're both going to be that go guy, and it's good for Savannah basketball. But once again, congratulations. Keep up the great work. Whenever you got anything, let me know. You got a kid to promote. I got a whole page dedicated to Savannah High sports, but I got to get the information to get on the Prep Sports Report. But yeah, great job, and I wish you the best of luck. I watched it the last couple of years, and you know what? You said it perfectly. You got to learn from the highs, and you got to learn from the lows. I've been where we've been 22-2 and lost in the state semifinals, but where I've come back and we've been 0-18. And sometimes, Coach, that 0-18 season was a lot more fun than that 22-2 season.
Yeah, no, I definitely understand it. Like I said, I appreciate it. If there's just one kid that I can kind of highlight for you, because if that's okay. His name is I actually have a great group of juniors and a lot of people, they kind of know this. If you've kind of been around, you can kind of see them. But there's one kid in particular in that junior group that I think is very, very special and has a really good chance of being one of the greatest to ever come out of Savannah. This is just my personal opinion. I've played with the guys in Savannah I've been around, but his name is Makai Joyner. He has a very, very special and unique talent for the skill set. He does things with the basketball that I've never really seen a kid do. And like I said,
nice.
He's if you watch him, you'll just be in awe, you know what I'm saying? And then I kind of ask all the older coaches around, you know what I'm saying, that I've kind of been paid attention to. And they kind of tell me the same thing. So at least lets me know my eye for talent is decent. But I think he has a very, very special knack and talent. Like I said, and just shout out to all my guys. They've been with me since 8th grade for the most part. I have two very, very good seniors, Jermaine Edwards and Nashawn Hayward. They're going to be very, very vital in what we do. And like I said, my whole junior class, I have about 9 junior class kids coming back. I don't want to give out too much, you know what I'm saying? But I think that if you really want to be prepared to see a good game, man, it's going to be showtime at Savannah High. We're trying to get back to the old days. I'm trying to do Coach Jordan a great legacy. And like I say, people don't know that. I tell people all the time, we get a ring, Coach Jordan's getting a ring. So nothing's going to change there, man.
All right, Coach, best of luck. Enjoy the weekend. And you only got like 24 days to go before it officially starts.
I know, man. I definitely will. Like I said, Coach DeMasi, I really, really appreciate you. I don't know if you know it or not, but I'm going to be calling you and asking you some tidbits as well, because I think that you got to – your coaching resume and everything speaks for itself, like I said, and us playing against you. I've seen some of the adjustments you made. I've actually asked Coach Jay, I said, Coach Jay, do you think Coach DeMasi would be upset if I just kind of asked him for some things? He was like, man, no, you need to ask him. I just never asked you after a game, but I'm definitely going to be tapping in, because I think there's a couple things that you have done or I've seen you do in the past I think is really going to help my kids with their athleticism and their length.
Well, anytime you need something, you've learned from a classy guy, and I mean that daily. As much as Tim Jordan has those 500 wins, but if I needed something or I had to look down the court when he had the really good teams and I didn't, I said, Coach, I don't have any timeouts. Can you help me out? He called a timeout for me, and it's just a good relationship. And I'm more than happy to help anybody if they want to sit down and talk some hoops, talk some X's and O's. I'm always willing to do it. But you got a good head on your shoulders, and you're going to the right place, and you're doing the right thing over there. Keep it up, and once again, as they say over there, go high.
Yes, sir. Go Blue Jackets, man. Thank you. I appreciate you for having me.
You're gonna change it from the high to the Blue Jackets?
Oh man, no, it's always gonna be the high. You're gonna see a couple shirts, man. I got the high all over it, man.
I got you. Good job, George. I'll talk to you.
Yes, sir. I'll be talking to you. Thank you. You have a good one.
Anytime you need, let me know.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's great seeing these young guys with the energy, with the young blood. You know what? I've been doing this a long time. I started coaching high school as an assistant coach in 1980. It was a volunteer. I officially was starting getting paid in 1982. So I've been around this a long time. It's love to see these young guys get into the profession. And, it comes a time when you got to realize that, you got to give it up. You got to give it to the young guys, the young ladies, the young coaches to take care of these kids now. So on that note, we got one more second to go. I'm going to make the hour and 30-minute mark for my man, Lawrence Bennett, who stepped in a little while ago and said, good morning, Coach DeMasi. Sorry, Lawrence, I'm just looking at the comments now because, doing 20,000 other things, I need a producer like you. No Saturday mornings for the OG producer, Lawrence Bennett. You got a wife. You got to take care of her on Saturday. So I appreciate what you do. All right, coming up next, 3 out the door. I got to finish out 3 in the door because I didn't talk about the professional sports that are associated with Savannah, Georgia. And then I'll give you 3 out the door with my 3 videos and my Carl's Corner editorial. By the way, you can get some Coach's Corner merch here. That's right. I got the hat. I got the golf hat. I got shirts. Come get it. Support Coach's Corner. John Henderson supports everybody else. It's just great. You know, the Nats are coming out. I mean, it's nice, cool weather. But when the cool weather comes in, the nice weather comes in, so do the Nats come out. So that's why I had to put on my Coach's Corner merch. We'll be up next, walking out the door with 3 steps out the door with the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, brought to you by and all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. All the time. That's Coach's Corner in Thunderbolt, Georgia, because Coach's Corner has been voted the best in Savannah for over 20 years running. It's no wonder why. There's always sports, live music in the sound garden, and delicious and abundance of pub food. No matter what the season, there's always a reason to check out Coach's Corner. Pick your favorite sport, pick your favorite team, and pick your favorite TV, because Coach's is your place to be. Coach's Corner has been Savannah strong since 1991. Is always open for dining service for lunch and dinner. Remember, Coach's Corner still has takeout service. Join John Henderson and the crew for the best burgers, wings, and now pizza too. You can place your order by calling Coach's Corner at 912-352-2933. That's right. Remember that number, 912-352-2933. So make your next pit stop at Coach's Corner. And as always, make it a night to remember at Coach's. At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, it comes in uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From Cut and Get It Quick at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
You still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian.
Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room. If you can, at the Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Weatherington at the Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And good morning, Savannah and the Coastal Empire. Welcome to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. We're in the 5th quarter. We're in overtime. This is where I wrap up the show. I take 3 steps out the door. I take the 3 videos that have stuck out to me. And I know last weekend I didn't get a chance to do this, so I'm going to have last week's videos this week. And then, of course, my Karl's Corner editorial about something in sports. And once again, the other brother on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, the man every Wednesday night. Well, this week he had to work late, but that's Brandon Bain, the Atlanta man with Coach's Corner original show on the Coach's Corner Sports Network, Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Morning, Coach. Dogs about to tear up those Tigers. War Eagles 38-17. It's going to be it's another team that I think Georgia should be able to blow out, but you know what? South Carolina proved this wrong, Brandon. So it's going to be a good game to watch, and I agree with you. And love you, brother. So if you're out there in Tybee Island and you're at the Wet Willie's place, talk to the bartender. That's Brandon Bain. So 3 steps out the door. But first of all, I got to finish what I didn't start, and that's of course the rest of my sports report. My 3 steps in the door. I didn't get to the professionals. Okay, the Braves. Okay, yeah, they clinched the NL East. They clinched home field advantage throughout the whole playoffs. They still got 2 games to go. They took it on the chin last night, 10-6. Washington Nationals hit 5 home runs. Ronald Acuna went 1 for 2, stole 2 more bases. He tied the Braves steals record at 72 with Otis Nixon, which I'll never forget because I got stumped by the baseball fanatic on the Who's on First Base Baseball podcast. Okay, he threw that at me, and I didn't know that. Matt Olson was lifted for a pinch hitter in the 3rd inning. So just a little rest for these guys, but I hope not. They got to keep it going, okay, because they're going to probably wait till next week, the end of next week to play. So hopefully they can keep the consistency going, as we like to say, coaches. You know, there's 2 things a coach hates: bye weeks and, of course, homecoming. That's football coaches. But bye weeks and breaks, okay? Because it breaks up the continuity. You could be on a roll. You could have that mojo going. So hopefully that's there. Well, tonight, 7:20, Spencer Strider goes for win number 20. It is my Cy Young Award winner in the NL. In the AL, got to stay with the Yankees. Got to, Garrett Cole. I could have 2 guys that I root for be Cy Young Award winners. So, okay. So he comes into the game 19-5, 3.81 ERA. So that'll be on at 7:20 tonight against the Nationals. All right. Falcons 2-0. And then they got brought down to reality last Sunday against the Detroit Lions, who took care of the Green Bay Packers on Friday night, on Thursday night. So they lost 20-6. Okay, and they're going to be across the pond, 9:30, taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Here we go. Okay, that's my editorial. I'll get to that later on. Okay, so I'll get to that later on. PGA Golf, Brian Harmon's on the Ryder Cup team. They're just getting shellacked. When I left the house last night, I mean, the European team was up big time. Let me go to my ticker here and see what we got now. All right, let's go to the news. Ryder Cup. That was 4 hours ago. That's when I got up. So I don't know what's going on now, but they were down 9.5 to 2.5 when I left the house. So I don't know. But like I said, I've been saying all along. People have been asking me, what do I think about the Ryder Cup? What do I think about the Ryder Cup? The Americans haven't won a Ryder Cup in Europe for over 30 years. I don't know what it is. It's not the same people, but they haven't won in 30 years, okay? But Brian Harm's part of it. Congratulations. Lives in St. Simon's Island because I was watching somebody's little report. And he's from St. Simon's Islands. Now, the kid's from Savannah, Georgia. The kid grew up in Savannah, Georgia. He lives in St. Simon's now. I had to say that, okay? So, Champions Tour, Tim O'Neill last week at the Pure Innocence Championship, Pebble Beach. He tied for 35th, even par. Bananas this week. I'm pretty sure it's Thursday night. Yeah, Tuesday's the 3rd. So Thursday night the 5th, they're going to release their 2024 Banana World Tour schedule. You got to get on YouTube. Go to the BTV, Banana TV on YouTube. Go to Savannah Bananas on YouTube, and you can watch where the Bananas are going next year. And it's going to be a draft. I mean, and, Jesse Cole, he's probably got some crazy things going on for this draft. So check it out Wednesday night, 7 o'clock. It's live on YouTube. Big surprises, things that are going to happen. They're going to change. They're going to add some more rules to Banana Ball. What more can you add? There's already 12 rules that we have to understand. I thought it was 10. I think it's 12, 11. I don't know what it is. But that'll be Thursday night. Savannah Clovers went out to California last week. They tied the second place team, the Los Angeles Force, 1-1. Got them out of last place, so they're not in the basement now. But they're supposed to play today. Canceled. COVID-19 outbreak in the Savannah Clovers team locker room. So they won't be playing. Their next home match is against Chattanooga Football Club. It's scheduled for Saturday, October 7th. So we'll see what happens at Memorial Stadium. Savannah Falcons Football Club. Go to Savannah Falcons Football Club on Facebook. They're looking for coaches. They're looking for front office people. They do a great job, and they need your help, and they need more to grow this, and they've been consistent. It's not been a one-year wonder, and they have left, so check it out. All right? I'll tell you who's in the Sound Garden after I go to my 3 steps out the door, okay? And, of course, I didn't load my videos. All right, people, hold on. I got to load my videos. Let's go with, where are we? Okay, videos. Let me find them. Hang in there. All right. Figures I missed something. That's what happens when you get up 5 o'clock to do these things. All right, images. Where are my videos? My videos. I got so much stuff on this computer. I do have it in categories, but I guess I have so many images that where are my movies? All right, I'm sliding down. Hang in there. Here we go. Now I have 4 for today, so let me upload them. So hang in there. I got 4 for today. I know it's always 3 out the door, but I had to do 4, and some of them were from great plays. Some great plays at the Savannah Christian Calvary game last week, and of course I got to honor the man himself, Ronald Acuna. So they're still loading. Internet's, And of course, I don't have them in the right order, so I'm going to hunt and peck here. Okay, one more still loading. I promise you, one more still loading. That's not the one I want. Okay. We talked about Caden Arnold. Okay. That was his. Let me just get these straight here. Okay, so hang in there. You got to love live internet shows. You got to love live radio. Let me get the names of this stuff. Okay, that's my Ronald Acuna. All right, that's the last one I want to show. I'm lining them up now for you, so hang in there. All right, let's see what this one is. Okay, this one is what started off last week's game at Savannah Christian, and the first half they went back and forth. Okay, let me see what the last one is. You always forget to do something. Okay, and that is, of course, Mr. Blackshear had a great night. He's part of my highlights of the great video. I don't know what the music is. Hopefully it's clean. So, all right. So let's start off last week. Savannah Christian Calvary Day School, big game to start the game off. First interception for Jake Merklinger all year long, and it's the Space Ghost. Jamari McIvory, 2-time state championship track. He steps in front of Caden Arnold and goes the distance. So here we are right here. Jake's looking back. McIvory steps in front, and he's gone. You're not catching that, young man. You're not catching him. All the way to the house. But on the very next play, okay, first it's going to show you his catch, and then it'll show you on the very next person. We have Caden Arnold. Okay, here's the great catch in the end zone. He lays out, great catch. And I think that's, I don't have the touchdown. All right, but he ran back the next one, 66 yards. I thought that was the touchdown one, but I downloaded the wrong one. But once again, Caden Arnold, our Weatherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week. Watch this catch. You can't get anybody that. But we do get better because Thomas Blackshear had a night that was unbelievable. It was like a movie, as he said on social media. Unbelievable football player. Number 3, Thomas Blackshear. He had a night for himself against Savannah Christian. Now you know why he's a Power 5. And you know what? You know, my son, Russell DeMasi, got to coach him. I mean, they didn't get to coach him, but he said the kid's legit. The kid's the real deal. So Thomas Blackshear. And the last one I'm saving because I'm proud. This is my MVP for the National League. And got to thank Bally Sports or MLB, wherever I got this from. But Ronald Acuna Jr., he's definitely got to be the MVP. Not Mookie Betts.
smashes this to center. Don't even bother chasing it. Hold that thought, because there it goes. Ronald Acuna, 2 last night, another one tonight. Ronald hammers it to left center. That ball is history. Ronald goes. There it is. He did it. A 40-70 season, and a season unlike any other in Major League Baseball history for Ronald Acuna Jr.
If that don't give you goosebumps, I don't know what will. That young man is the most exciting player in baseball, and he's had an unbelievable year this year. 40 home runs, 72 stolen bases, over 300 batting average better than Mookie Betts. He's my MVP. I had to go 4 with that. I had to do 4 today. All right, Carl's Corner. Carl's editorial. 2 or 3 weeks ago, I came home, wanted to watch the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons were not on TV. We had the Jaguars, which I can understand. They're only 2 hours down the road. Okay, and then we had another game on. I forgot who it was. Cleveland against somebody. I couldn't watch the Falcons. I live in Georgia. They're in Atlanta. It's blacked out. Are you kidding me? And now, to get the NFL ticket, you got to buy it. Excuse me, drop my papers. You got to buy it from the YouTube on YouTube. Over $200, over $300. You can't even watch your own favorite team anymore. And it annoys me. It annoys me big time. Tomorrow, 9:30 in the morning. 9:30 in the morning. The Falcons are playing the Jaguars in England. It's Sunday. NFL. 1 o'clock football games. 4:30 football games. Sunday night football. Monday night football. Thursday night football. I can't, and I hope, from what I understand, it might be on somebody else's network. It might not even be on regular TV. I heard it was on the NFL Network. If you don't have the NFL Network, you're not watching the Falcons against the Jaguars. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. Then I have the NFL app, $6.99 a month. I was able to watch all the games. Now I got to upgrade to $12.99 so I can watch the games. This old guy doesn't understand. He just doesn't understand. I just want to watch the Falcons. The team I grew up rooting for, they're horrible. The New York Jets. 4 plays, Aaron Rodgers comes in, he's gone. I feel bad for Zach Wilson. These guys, everybody's beating him up on social media, in the New York press. He's just not going to do it. Then, of course, the Giants. When they're not playing the Jets, I'll root for the Giants. But they're not that good anymore. They're not any good either. Atlanta Falcons, I'm excited. They got off to a 2-0 start. Yes, Jacksonville is not far away. I used to go to a lot of Jacksonville games when they first came into the NFL. But they're in Florida. My home state team, or teams, Falcons, Braves, the Hawks. Give me a break. You can't even watch her. So that's my soapbox. Just don't know what it's coming to. But anyway, it's been a great show. Got to thank all my guests, of course. First 2 guests, Spencer Walden and David Dougal from 912 Suspense. They do a great job. Check it out on YouTube, covering high school sports. Then, of course, my Weatherton Chiropractic Clinic athlete, Kanan Arnold from Calvary Day School. The kid's phenomenal. And then, of course, George Brown, the new head coach at Savannah High, taking over for the man himself, Tim Jordan. But don't forget, there's nothing in the Sound Garden tonight except football, more football, more football. But next week, on the Sound Garden stage, next Friday night, we got Night Train, the Guns N' Roses tribute experience. And then 2 weeks later, we'll have on October 27th, Departure and Black and Back, a double feature tribute extravaganza here at Coach's Corner. So it's not just all sports, all food, all fun. It's all music, too. So check it out. Get your tickets at eventbrite.com. All right, time to get out of here. I know Laura Bennett is very happy because I'm approaching the hour and 50 mark, and it's always fun being back here home in the Coach's Corner Sound Garden and on the Coach's Corner stage. So please say a prayer for all the craziness that's going on in the world, all the people in Ukraine. But that's why sports just takes us and relieves us of that negativity that we're always dealing with every day of our lives. So, once again, whatever you're doing today or tomorrow, always hit it at a park like the Braves. I think they needed 307 to break the record. They're not far off. They got 2 games to do it. I think they're at 303, 304. Hopefully they can do it. Break the home run record, just like I don't think everybody's going to break Ronald Acuna Jr.'s record. 40 stolen bases, more than 70 home runs. Okay? And until I talk to you next week, may it be your best week ever. You can listen to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter. Check it out. I might just think I'm the source for Savannah area sports, but that's just me. So once again, peace out. Have a great weekend. It's going to be beautiful. Get outside. If you need some Nat merchandise, just come here to Coach's Corner. They got it. Golf hats and T-shirts, and come watch the Georgia-Auburn football today at 3:30. Georgia by 3 touchdowns. Talk to you later. God bless. Be safe.